We tattooed our new piping around the dash. Put it in with some staples. I'm not sure whether it was in with brads originally or not. I think it's going to work out better. We got sticking up a little bit here, but I'm hopeful, hopeful that when we put the scuttle on, it'll pin that down, and hopefully, keep using that word, we can move on. I also had to make a harness to go over there to wire up the windscreen wipers. So that'll be the next thing we got to get the scuttle on here and get it fitted for the last time, and then we'll work on getting the windscreen mounted for the last time. Had one screw here that didn't like the hole it was in, didn't want to tighten up, so we put a couple of toothpicks in there and tightened her right up. Old Bob always has a toothpick or two laying around. So we've got the scuttle sort of pinned down on there, and we've got our piping secured all the way around. I think we're going to call that done. I don't have the scuttle completely nailed on yet. I think we'll we'll put the windshield on first, but then we've got to come along on this edge here and put our brads in, and then put our rubber seal back over it, and we'll be done with that part of the project. Seems to be today is package delivery day, so we're getting down to the end of this project and just getting the last few bits that we need. This is a safety latch kit that we went ahead and ordered just because really I'd hate to see somebody lean on the door and have it pop open. So we decided to put one of those in. We had to order a new seal for our gas cap. We made one of those, and we didn't put our vent hole in the right place. Of course, we didn't have an original one to go by, but every time we opened the fuel filler cap, we had a big pressure release, so the tank was building up pressure inside, which is no bueno. These little gizmos here work with the windshield wiper blades, or windscreen wiper blades, of which we got two new ones. We'll have to see if they hook onto our existing arms. Hopefully they will. We're really getting down to the short hairs on this project, and one other thing we've got coming is a tire, one tire. We're short one tire for a spare. We didn't have a spare, so we ordered up one for that for the time being. And I'm hopeful that that's the last bits that we have to order for this car. So we'll find out. Well, we got these new wiper blades, and I had one old one. If I get it there, it looked like that, and it, I can hang on to, goes up in there and hooks up in there. The new ones have a little hookaroo on there, so it goes up in there kind of like that, and then there's a little rubber plug that goes in that round hole to hold it in place. So we'll I only got two hands here, so we'll put that together and show you the result. So you can see that you got to really go 180 degrees or so the other way and get that little hook started up in the slot, and then swing the whole thing up into place. And then we've got this little plug, rubber plug is tapered, and it'll go, we can get the focus in that hole and keep the whole thing from falling apart. All right, so there you can see we've pulled that
through there. There's a little groove in that rubber plug, and there's a little flap here that hangs down the side, and that should hold that in place. And we've got a couple of new wiper blades. I don't know how well that whole thing is going to work, but somebody somewhere sometime will find out. I hope we're not driving it in the rain. This windscreen is probably a good candidate for a product we call here Rain-X. You know, it's a formula you just put on the glass and puts a film on there so the water just beads up and blows off. That's better than the wipers. The other thing we did, we got this new seal for our fuel cap, and when you get looking, there's a plate underneath this, and then you have this plate, and there's a vent hole in the seal, but there are two little nubs that stick up. And what you need to do, at least what I think you need to do, is you need to put this seal so that the hole straddles the two nubs, and what that does, it holds the seal away from the surface. And then same thing on the other side. On the underside of this plate, there's two nubs, and you want to do the same there, and that will allow the air to go in here, go around, go out the vent. So if you're replacing that seal, you want to pay particular attention to where those little nubs are and how that seal sits on there. So we'll close that up and see if it builds up pressure while it's sitting.
Yeah, try again. Today we got a package in the mail with a neat little piece. This is a piece of mirror glass that we had made, hopefully to go back into the original Lucas mirror frame here. So we'll get it out of the package and out in the shop and see if we can make it work.
Here we've got our mirror that we saved mounted. Just mounted it to the cowling there, the scuttle, and I think it'll be fine. Try to tighten that, just clamps on that ball there. It's a genuine Lucas piece, so I think we managed to save it. And it's one more thing off the list. Well, we're getting really down to the short hairs now. We've got a set of these door safety catches we're installing, and that's a relatively simple process. There's a striker plate goes over here on the door pillar, and then this mounts to the door, and you just flop that lever over, and hopefully it'll keep the door from flying open when you're going down the road, which sometimes can happen with these old cars, especially with these, we call them suicide doors, but doors with the hinges in the back. So we'll get this thing lined up and some holes punched and screws put in, and we'll show you the final result. So this is the latch part mounted to the door. This kit does come with directions, by the way. So you take an awl here and just go through the material into the wood to get a start, and then run your screws in, and then the flat plate is on the pillar, and this will latch. This is the lock position, so it'll lay right on that striker plate, and then when you want to open the door, you just flip that up or down, whatever the case may be, and Bob's your uncle. Hopefully there you can see the finished installation of your safety lock on the door.